Gather beneath ancient branches and along winding forest trails, as the veil thins and whispers of the old ways return. Step into the flickering light of Samhain's fire, where the sacred and the shadow meet. Welcome, friends, to the Hollow and Bow podcast. Foxfire here. We're here with a special episode to actually celebrate Samhain this year.
Eh.
Bramble and Raven are with us, and we're all just here tonight just to kind of, instead of being super informative, just kind of have a discussion about what Samhain kind of means to us and, you know, how we plan celebrating this year for each of us and everything. So, Bramble, Raven, how we doing?
I'm doing okay. I am tired as hell.
I bet.
Like, uh, as far as salmon goes, I'll be honest, I haven't really thought about much about it yet, but now that I'm thinking about it, I might put out a little bread and wine for the fair folk.
I'm going to drink some bread and wine, but that's a different story. But being that this is a special episode specifically for Samhain, we all thought it would be appropriate to do a quick prayer to our ancestors because that's part of what Samhain's about. The veil thin between the two worlds. You know, I don't want to say the dead is walking amongst the living because that's not right, but the spirits.
Well, it kind of is.
Yeah, the spirits of those who have left are walking with us during this time, and you know, luckily we're not the only ones who celebrate this tradition. You know, other religions celebrate something similar, and we're going to talk about that as well tonight too, just to kind of, you know, how all religions have some sort of background in this festivity. So with that being said, each of us have a prayer that we wish to speak to our ancestors tonight. Is there anybody who wants to go first?
Not it.
You want to go ahead or you want me to?
Go, Bramble, if you got it.
No, I said not it.
Oh, not it. Oh, God. You know what, Raven? You go first. Since you're the crone of the group.
Okay.
Damn.
You know, usually people take that as offensive, but
I'm glad we're going with that model, because in that case, I'm the maiden.
Well, mother sounds about right for me, so it works.
Yup.
all right. Okay. Hail to the ancestors who dwell in the west, to the shining ones who walk beyond the veil. As the night deepens and the world grows still, you who dwell in shadow and in the light, receive our offering, our voice, and our remembrance. May Anubis guide your spirits with gentle hands. May he open the ways that our words may reach our kin. May your wisdom flow through my blood, and your courage beat in my heart. We honor you in silence and song, in incense and in flames. Hail to the ancestors, eternal and ever living. May you walk beside me always, until the veil parts and we meet again in peace.
I guess I'll go next then.
Yes.
Hail to the ancestors, kin of blood and spirit, those who walked before me in frost and fire. On this night when the veil grows thin, I call to you with respect and remembrance. May your wisdom guide me. May your courage strengthen me. May your love surround me like a hearth in winter. I offer this life, this breath, this heart, in honor of all who came before. Hail to the line unbroken. Hail to the honored dead. Hail and well met on this sacred night.
My turn.
Go for it.
Ancestors of the mountains, the rolling hills, and the distant highlands, guard us tonight as we speak freely, as we remember you, as we speak of you unafraid and unashamed. Archangel Michael, defend us in battle. Guard our hearts and minds as we speak. Grant us bravery and hope in these times.
Woo. Okay, we got that was we all did good on that.
Thank you. Y'all did really good.
Oh man, there we go. Sorry, I was
I like the three different ways of approaching it. It's
right.
great.
That's but I mean honestly, you think about it, that's kind of the point of covens is to bring your knowledge together and to bring
Yeah.
these different bloodlines together, and that's kind of what we've done here. Like each of us have our who we majorly practice with. We honor them and make sure that we speak to them separately. That's kind of the positive. Like that's the whole point. That's the whole point of colleges too. If you think about it, it's not just to learn, but it's to be a meeting of minds. That's at
Mm.
least that's the original intent back in ancient Greece was a meeting of minds and understanding. Now it's how quickly can I get the hell out of this 4 year degree?
Yeah, now it's
And how
money.
much money can they get from me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
How much can they rob you blind?
so again, but so that's why it's always important when you have your own little coven, which basically that's how we've
Mm.
ended up becoming is this little coven of three.
That's enough.
It's enough to get started. A traditional coven typically has 13 because then that way you have one extra person in case you have a tie. So,
In the South, I know you're joking.
what, a coven of 13?
Yeah.
It's probably hard. It's a little bit harder in the South because what we do in shadow at that point.
We can
Mm.
also go all the way into the whole 13 superstition and everything at a later date because there's a lot to unpack
There's a
there.
ton of stuff there.
Yeah, there typically is. It's like, whew, boy. So, but we're not here to talk about superstitions. Tonight, we're here to talk about Samhain in particular. So,
Yeah.
really quick, probably about 10, 15 minutes of me giving some educational stuff on this. We're going to talk about basically where Samhain and how it turned into our favorite Halloween, where it goes from dancing in the woods naked, joking, but how it goes from basically dancing in the woods with wearing masks to now going door to door screaming trick or treat. Um, let's see. So again, we're going to dive into one of the best topics of the year:
Hmm.
mysterious ancient roots of Halloween. Before the candy, costumes, and pumpkin spice, and everything nice, there was Samhain, a festival that marked the end of harvest and the beginning of winter. That's right, Samhain. Samhain is spelled Samhain, but pronounced Samhain or Samhain. Depends on where you're from and how you want to pronounce it.
Because Gaelic,
Yep.
yay.
And it's one of the most important festivals in ancient Celtic tradition. And it's over 2,000 years old, and it's basically the ancestor of what we now call Halloween. So, imagine ancient Ireland or Scotland over 2 millennia ago. The Celts lived closely tied to the natural world, and their calendar revolved around the cycles of the seasons. The year was divided into two halves, the light and the dark. And Samhain just happened to fall right between them around October 31st to November 1st on it's the Gregorian calendar, right?
I
Hell if
believe
I know.
so.
I think we're on Gregorian is the calendar that we use proper. That's very popular.
Yeah.
So basically, it was a time to celebrate. One second. They believe that so again, like I said, it marked the end of the harvest and the beginning of the long cold winter, a time of darkness, death, and reflection. For the Celts, this wasn't just a seasonal shift. This was also a spiritual one. They believed that during Samhain, the veil between the worlds of the living and the dead grew thin. Spirits could wander the earth, both kind ancestors and mischievous or dangerous entities. To honor their dead, families would set out extra places at the dinner table or leave offerings of food outside their doors. And to ward off harmful spirits, people lit huge bonfires, wow, wore disguises.
You know what? Wear your accent proud. It's a remnant of ancient Ireland and Britain.
Yeah, that was like an accident right there. That slipped out right then. They would wear the disguises and carry torches through the night. It wasn't all fear, though. It was also a celebration, a time to give thanks for the harvest, share your stories, and prepare for the winter ahead. So, fire was the heart of Samhain. Villages would extinguish their hearth fires and gather around a great communal bonfire that were lit by the Druids, or the Celtic priests. They'd offer sacrifices of crops or animals, praying for protection during the harsh months to come. When the ceremony ended, people took embers from their sacred fire back home to rekindle their hearths, a symbol of renewal and unity. And that idea of death and rebirth is central to Samhain. The Celts believed time was cyclical, not linear. Death wasn't an end, just part of an ongoing cycle. Samhain was the night when boundaries blurred, between life and death, between the physical and the spiritual, between one year and the next. So when we talk about Halloween being haunted, it's not just superstition. It's a reflection of how our ancestors viewed the balance of life itself. As centuries have passed, Christianity spread across Europe and the church encountered these older pagan festivals. Rather than trying to erase them entirely, church leaders would adapt them, giving existing celebrations new Christian meanings. In the 8th century, Pope Gregory III declared November 1st to be All Saints' Day, or All Hallows' Day, a time to honor saints and martyrs. And naturally, the night before became All Hallows' Eve, which eventually blended into the word we know today, Halloween. But even as the new religious customs took root, the old Samhain traditions didn't disappear. People still lit candles for the dead. They still dressed in costumes to ward off evil. They still believed the spirits of loved ones might come visiting that night. In a way, Halloween became a fusion, part pagan, part Christian, and deeply human. It was about remembering the dead, celebrating life, and comforting the mystery. And confronting the mysteries of the unseen. So during the Middle Ages, new customs developed that brought us even closer to modern Halloween. In England and Ireland, there was a practice called souling. On All Hallows' Eve, the poor, often children, would go door to door offering prayers for the souls of the dead in exchange for small cakes known as soul cakes. It was both an act of charity and remembrance. Over time, the tradition evolved into something called guising. People, especially young folks, would dress in costumes or guises, performing songs, jokes, or short plays in exchange for food or money. I'm pretty sure you're starting to think now that this sounds really familiar. That's the direct ancestor of modern trick-or-treating. So even our neighborhood candy hunts have their roots in ancient rituals of honoring the dead and sharing community. So, when Irish and Scottish immigrants came to North America in the 1800s, they actually brought these Halloween customs with them. At first, the holiday was small and local, mostly celebrated within the immigrant communities, but over time it spread and blended with other traditions, taking on a uniquely American flavor. By the late 19th century, Halloween was becoming less about spirits and more about community. Towns would hold fall festivals and parades. People began emphasizing fun over fear. In the early 20th century, children's parties became common with games like bobbing for apples and telling ghost stories. Then came one of the Halloween's most recognizable symbols, the jack-o'-lantern. The tradition of carving lanterns actually began in Ireland, but instead of pumpkins, people would use turnips or beets. They carved scary faces into them and placed candles inside to scare off evil spirits. When immigrants arrived in America, they discovered pumpkins, native to the New World, big, bright, and perfect for carving. And just like that, a new icon of Halloween was born. By the mid-20th century, Halloween had transformed into the family-friendly celebration we know today. Trick-or-treating became a national pastime. Costumes expanded beyond ghosts and ghouls to include superheroes, princesses, and pop culture icons. But even with all the candy and decorations, echoes of Samhain remain. We still celebrate on the same night the Celts did. We still light candles in the dark. We still use costumes to transform ourselves, to play with identity, to blur the line between who we are and who we could be. And underneath all that fun there's still a whisper of something ancient. A reminder that this is a night when boundaries blur, when light meets dark, when the living honor the dead. Samhain itself is still celebrated today, especially among us modern pagans and Wiccans. It's considered one of the 8 Sabbats, or seasonal festivals of the Wheel of the Year. For many, it's a sacred time for reflection, to honor ancestors, to let go of what's past, and to set intentions for the months ahead. People light candles for loved ones who've died and hold feasts that they call a dumb supper, where silence is kept in their memory and celebrate the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. So even in the 21st century, the spirit of Samhain lives on. Not just in our costumes or candy bowls, but in our desire to connect with what lies beyond the everyday world. So this year, as you carve out your pumpkin or walk through the crisp autumn air under a glowing moon, which there's no moon this year, funnily enough, remember that we're taking part in something truly ancient. Halloween isn't just about fright and fun. It's a thread that connects us to our ancestors, to nature's rhythms, and to the great mystery of life and death. From the fires of Samhain to the flicker of a jack-o'-lantern, this night reminds us that endings and beginnings are one and the same. It's the night when the veil grows thin, and the past walks behind us once more. So that was actually interesting to hear all that stuff.
I love it.
Like,
You are too eloquent sometimes. I love it.
I'm just saying, 3 years of theater in high school really helped.
Drama queen.
That'll do her.
Screw both of y'all, okay?
Hey, I can't say much. I did music, so you know.
Yeah.
I was in community theater, so
So, now for the fun part, is basically, this is going to be the first year where I actually do anything for Samhain myself. Mainly because I didn't really get bigger into the religion until I started actually talking to Raven more and started realizing there's so much more to our craft than just being, you know, not just a label witch, as I like to put it, but being an actual, practicing one.
Yeah.
So, the dumb. I actually saw TikTok recently. I was just, not TikTok, it was a Facebook reel where somebody was actually talking about how they set up a dummy dinner where they actually eat in silence and they have like their grandfather's ashes. So they put the ashes on the table with a candle in front of it with their grandfather's favorite meal.
Oh, that's intense.
Yeah. So eat the meal with their past grandfather in silence, which I thought was kind of cool.
See, I normally just like take a portion of whatever I choose to cook that night. Usually I make it like a big deal, like pot roast, like something that takes time and effort.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll just like take a portion of that and set it aside for whoever's visiting and would like some of it. And then at the end of the night, when everybody's getting ready to go to bed, I'll take it outside and like let it sit outside and then bury it the next morning.
Raven?
Now, I learned the hard way I had to cover that because I have cats.
Yeah. Well.
Have fun with that.
Can I have some pot roast, Mom? Can I have some pot roast?
Literally.
No, they didn't even ask. They just like got up and like stole half of it, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Oh my goodness.
They are very mischievous.
So, Raven, I don't remember your wedding was so long ago. Did you set up a dummy table at your wedding?
No, I did not. I did have for the ceremony, I had like a small little seat in the front, like set aside and partitioned off for the past loved ones. But where I had my wedding, they charged you by the table, so I did not get a
dummy table.
Dummy table.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, a lot of people kind of recognize the dummy table a little bit, or a dummy seating is a good way to put it. Because even the military, like on special occasions, people do a dummy, like a dummy drink. They'll put a
Oh, really?
Yeah.
they will actually have a space on the bar where they'll put the shot of whatever kind of alcohol they're drinking. Usually they make sure it's like high class alcohol, and it's
Mm.
literally that. It's to honor their fallen fallen heroes. You know, the fallen people who have fallen within service that worked with them. Um, I believe my sister, when she had her wedding, we had a dummy table set up, and we also had and when we did the Unity candle, yeah, she did Unity candles. She actually did hers. We had two candles that were separate that represented those who had passed from each side of the family,
Hmm.
and my mother and her mother in law lit the candles for each side of the family for the Unity candle from those candles. I actually had the honor of lighting the main candle for my side of the family, so that was actually kind of
That
cool.
is so sweet.
Right. So it's like it's interesting how we talk about Samhain specifically for honoring the dead, but a lot of our practices we honor the dead in remembrance for special occasions. Um, and I just think we kind of and we don't think about where some of that stuff comes from, and like Samhain was a really good example. It was to honor those who passed. I mean, think about or the Hispanic side of things. They celebrate. I can't say it. I'm not going to say it.
Dia de
Dia
los
de los
Muertos.
Muertos.
Yep, because I don't speak Spanish. But for them, that's like a week long thing. It's not just 1 or 2 days.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
One of my friends, his mother recently found out that they have Hispanic lineage, and his younger brother was complaining about, oh my God, why are you making such a big deal about being Hispanic? And I literally looked at their mom and I was like, does he not get it? Does he not get that he could be one of those people sitting in the middle of a graveyard scrubbing a tombstone clean for like 6 generations of his family?
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of the whole point. Is they are showing honor to the family. God, I'd love to go to Mexico once during the festivals, but
Oh, I
Mm.
would. That would be amazing.
I digress, or I digest, or however. Because last thing I need to come back with is Montezuma's Revenge after that too. So, but I mean, the movie Coco,
Oh, no. That movie made me
it
cry.
did, but I mean, it
It's so
showed,
good, but
but it shows that bridge between life and death. That the dead are never truly forgotten until we decide to forget them. Period.
Mm.
I love that movie. It is a really beautiful representation of that ideal.
Yes.
Yeah.
See,
It was just a pretty in general. It was the style of it was so pretty.
it was bright, it was colorful. It goes to show that even though when someone like different people also celebrate funerals differently. Some
Mm.
people are like, I want my funeral to be dark and somber. But then some people are like, no, no, I don't want you to celebrate my life in black. I want you to celebrate my life in color. Like I want you to actually celebrate my life, not mourn my passing. Um, we had a coworker who recently passed away, and his wife even said, well, not well, yeah, he was a coworker. She even said, she's like, do not come to the funeral wearing black. Everyone has to wear bright clothes.
I love that.
And they were Hispanic. They were a Hispanic family. Um,
It's so sweet.
and her husband was like the sweetest man in the world. And like every time I saw
Oh.
him, even though I didn't know him, he knew my name and I knew his name. He'd always be like, "How are you doing today?" And I'm like, "I'm doing great." He died of a major heart attack, very quick.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah, so at least he went quick, which was good but sad at the same time.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, ooh, you know what? We could also talk about our favorite Halloween memories as kids.
It's my favorite
I'll
Halloween
go
memories.
first.
Go, Raven,
Uh,
go!
I just like I remember because we grew up in the Northwest, it was like super cold usually. So it was really interesting to choose Halloween costumes to go out trick-or-treating because no matter what you picked, you had to wear warm clothing either under it or over it. So one year I went out as Jasmine with the Jasmine outfit and everything. My mom sewed it
Oh dear.
with a turtleneck. And it just
Oh my
looked so
goodness.
odd because it was like, is it for warmth or is it the parents don't want the skin showing? What is it?
It's just a whole new world with you, wasn't it?
Totally. I mean, I grew up Catholic, so they weren't sure. They were like, could be either one.
See, my best Halloween memory was like much later in the timeline, like well into my teenagers. We had an outside viewing of Rocky Horror Picture Show, and we did all the things. We like threw rice in the air, we threw toilet paper, we said like all the call and response lines that pop culture assigns to the movie. Um, it was so dumb, but I loved it. Before that, I don't have a ton of Halloween memories. It was mostly eating a ton of candy and watching Ghostbusters. But,
Sounds so fun.
huh?
Like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That sounds
Yeah,
like the most fun ever.
it was a ton of fun. Um, so there was also a sleepover happening after, but some stuff went down. Folks were sleeping in the same bed, and it got a little out of control. But
But no one got
I
in bed with Bramble.
no, no, sadly. But I I did not go to the sleepover part because I was an innocent small bean and I didn't want to make mommy and daddy angry.
Anyway,
But as far as, but in my adult years, the last time I tried to celebrate Samhain officially, I ran face first into the Morrigan. And that
Sounds
was a
fun.
time. Like I'm sitting there, I'm meditating, and the Morgan shows up just like, hey bitch, what's up? What's good? You ready to face your issues now? Um, so yeah, those are my Halloween highlights. Oh, dang. This will be the first Halloween since my grandparents died.
make sure you honor them,
I'll have to, yeah.
especially witchy grandma.
Yep, especially my witchy grandma. She was very witchy. In her life, she never would have called herself a witch, but like she also told me all the ghost stories. She also told me like she also joked about being a witch constantly. So it's like some it's like you know how some things you joke about, but you also kind of you're half serious about them. That was her.
Oh wow.
Like I asked her constantly, like, "Hey, why do you keep sea glass in the windowsill? It's just pretty." Uh huh. Because in like old Southern folklore, sea glass protects your house from spirits. But she never would have said that. She was just like, "Oh, it looks pretty."
Huh.
It's the same with a lot of Hispanic grandmothers from
Mm,
different like sub Hispanic groups like Chilean, Mexican. They have like different things that they'll do, and they're like, oh, that keeps out the evil spirits or something, but it's not witchcraft. It's like, do you understand
yeah,
what witchcraft
and
is, my
I
friend?
love that. Like, okay, it's like what do the mountain grannies, the abuelas, and the voodoo grandmas all have in common? Like they all say it's not. They swear that it's not witchcraft, but it's very witchy flavored.
What about you, Foxfire? What are your favorite memories?
So my favorite memories I will talk about when we get right back from a quick break. So, welcome back, friends. Hope you had a good little quick break from our little hearth we've got going on right now. So now to talk about some of my favorite Halloween memories, because I didn't really know about Samhain until I got a little bit older and everything. So for me, okay, a little bit older, a lot of bit older, call it what you will. Um,
You're just old. We get
uh, I will beat you with a shoe.
Hey, now, we were only doing that on
Not
his
the chancla.
birthday. Give him a break.
I'll come at you with a
Break
chocolate.
up the chancla.
Anyway, so I guess I'm going to go way back to some of my memories. So I grew up in the middle of nowhere, literally. So when we would do Halloween, we pretty much only went to like three houses because that's the only places my parents would take us. It would be my grandparents, my aunt and uncles who lived beside my grandparents, and then my great grandmother's house. So my great grandmother always had candy for the neighborhood kids, but the neighbors, and for me and my sister, and for any of my other cousins who happened to show up, she would actually get grocery bags and fill it with like different candies and fruit and toys and stuff. And I just remember her one year, I opened it and she had given us these little stampers that were Halloween stampers. And my mother goes, "Now, Grandma, you know what's going to happen with that, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, they're going to stamp your house up with them, not mine." And she just laughed.
I love
Yeah,
that energy.
yeah.
Legendary grandma moment.
And I'm just saying, I did end up stamping the white linoleum in my bedroom with those, and I had nice little green corner designs in my and the little, because the linoleum we had was like, it was white but had like a blue outline, so the ink matched perfectly. So it just looked like a little floral pattern had been added to it out of nowhere. So I was very proud of my little bit of gayness that came out then.
Oh my god.
I love that. That is so cute.
Then, so when I was a kid, our Halloween costumes weren't like they are now, where it's basically all your costumes are made out of fabric and come in plastic bags that hang on a hook. I remember getting costumes that still came in boxes and were made out of vinyl and had like the vacuum form mask.
You are old.
Go to hell, Bramble.
Want to get hit with a chancla?
So there's actually, and that was my Halloween for some of my core Halloween memories were some of those boxes and some of those costumes. And there was one year when me and my sister, I was Superman and my sister was Barbie, I believe was what it was. And there's actually a picture of me and my sister wearing our Halloween costumes, and it's exactly as Raven said, because in North Carolina, your weather is one of two ways when it comes to Halloween. It's either cold or it's hot.
Yep.
It's one or the other. There is no happy little medium on this. So this was one of the cold ones because I was wearing sweatpants, a sweatshirt with the vinyl. Because of course, as a kid, we were super excited because we had these costumes, which were new toys, quote unquote. So we would play in them, and we'd end up ripping the vinyl because it's exactly that. It's vinyl. It rips easy.
Yeah.
It's meant for one day wear, not multiple wears. So, so I'd lose the pants before I lost anything else. So I just basically had like the Superman shirt and the cape with the vacuum form mask on, and she had like little Barbie dress with the Barbie mask on, and it was actually taken at my aunt's house, and that was amazing. I remember having a dinosaur one that glowed in the dark because a little bit of my tism poked out with with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing, though. Like,
Yep.
glowing in the dark.
Yeah, it glue in the dark. I'm pretty sure there was probably a little uranium in there because I'm that old, obviously.
A little radioactivity never hurt.
No, it just
No, it's all good.
Just rub some dirt on it.
Oh my gosh, that is, oh my gosh. But no, but with that, we'd go to my great grandmother's house, then we'd go to my grandma's house, or my grandparents who lived like right behind us, basically. And my grandma would have nice little. My grandmother was traditional. My grandmother is a traditional Southern hostess woman. So when she would give me and my sister candy for Halloween, it wasn't just like, Here's your candy, go on. She would actually wrap it up in nice little cellophane wrapping in orange or black with a little bit of ribbon curled
Aw,
on. Like she prettied it up for like the neighborhood kids. Um,
well, that's so
yeah,
sweet.
and she used to give us this peanut butter candy that I still love even now that you can buy at the grocery stores, but it's like peanut butter inside of wax paper almost,
Oh,
and it's delicious. I love it. It's almost like having a bit of honey, but bigger. It's kind of how it
hmm.
is.
Oh, that sounds
Um,
delicious.
I have a confession to make. Full confession. I was very, very, very sensitive as a kid, and I was very easily scared. So when we went trick or treating, it was like 15 minutes because I just couldn't handle it because the decorations would scare me so bad. Yeah, I would get scared shitless of the outdoor decoration, like the stuff in the windows, the stuff in the driveway, and it would not last for very long. And we'd go home and eat a bunch of candy and watch Ichabod and Mr. Toad, which the OGs know is the best thing to watch on
oh
Halloween.
my gosh.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That reminds me of like my family. We would do trick or treating.
Oh, and the Charlie Brown Great Pumpkin.
Yes. No. Yep. That is a good one too. And my family would do the trick or treating, and we would either watch one of those two, but we always finished out the night with Young Frankenstein.
Yup, yup,
Fried
that's a
Blooker.
good one.
Oh,
I love Young. I can't find it. I can't watch it anywhere. I've looked everywhere and I cannot find
You
it.
have to buy the
you have
DVD.
yeah, you have to like
Yeah.
either buy the DVD. It was after I think it was after Gene Wilder died that it stopped being on some of the streaming services.
Mm,
So it was sad.
Yeah.
yeah.
But so another fun thing in the South, which kind of goes into the Samhain thing, is something that we like to do. I'm not sure if Raven y'all did this out west, but fall festivals.
Yup.
Oh yeah, are you
Yup.
kidding me? The big
Yup.
pumpkin patches with like the little like hay rides and like
Yup.
caramel
Corn mazes.
apples and all
The
that.
church's way of
Yeah.
taking you and making you know that it's not really the devil's holiday.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't have them at churches. That was like out in the middle of nowhere at farms. But yeah.
Yeah, all of our fall festivals are typically within churches.
Oh, trunk or treat. Trunk or
Trunk or
treat.
treat is something newer. Like when I was a kid, it was we
Right?
did not do trunk or treat. We literally went house to house, well,
Yeah.
so to speak, and got candy.
Well, it's trunk or treats are mostly a church thing, I feel like.
No, my husband's lodge does trunk or treat for the neighborhood kids near their lodge. They dress up the
Oh,
back of their cars and everything.
oh, fun.
Pretty cool.
I'm thinking about actually next year talking our my work with our we have basically I like to say work clubs, but they're not clubs. It's basically part of our diversity inclusion thing. Where
Mm,
basically I want to talk to them next year about us trying to set up doing a trunk or treat because I think that would be really nice to do for the kids next year. Um, I just don't know logistics because safety and all that crap. So,
Mm.
but no, but fall festivals I have so many memories. So we would go to Salvation Army because that's where they would do their a lot of the fall festivals when I was a kid. Um, and I remember one year, one of my cousins was behind the fishing game where you threw the fishing line over and you would get a toy of some sort. And I just remember her going, "Hey, is that Foxfire?" Because no real names. And I was like, "Yeah, it is. Hold up a second, baby. Throw your line over." I said, "Okay." Threw my line over everything, and she got me one of the nice toys at the bottom of the box. And she
nice.
gave my sister a Barbie, and I was like, "Oh, this is amazing." So we had a good time doing that, and they had like hot dogs and chili and onions and like popcorn. Like they actually would try to make it kind of fun. I've never done a cakewalk. I'll go ahead and say that too.
Mm,
See, I went to high school up in Michigan, and one of the things we did is we went to a corn maze while I was up there, like near Halloween, and they are big
nice.
into like their cherries and apples. So they had like fresh apple cider. They had like apple donuts, and it was so good.
Nice.
So, but yeah, so fall festivals are one of the biggest things. So that's like my parents are doing one, and I was asked if I wanted to help, and I was like, I don't know. Depends on what I plan on doing. And now I'm like, I just might sit at home and just chill and just enjoy the quiet, as I want to put it.
Mm. Oh, what's y'all's best Halloween party memories?
Gosh. So I've never really been big on going to Halloween parties. I will be honest. A lot of my friends
Hmm.
typically didn't have them. I wasn't a typical college student because I didn't go to college till I was older in life. Um,
Mm.
like downtown of my hometown, it's crazy at Halloween. Like they've tipped a bus.
Dang.
Yeah,
Oh,
they,
geez.
they, it's dangerous
It
downtown
was
here.
literal insanity.
Yeah. I used to work in a costume shop, so for me, I worked in a costume shop for about 4 or 5 years during Halloween, and I will say this much, and this is to everybody who's listening, for future reference. If you are a girl and you're trying to find something to wear for Halloween, keep two things in mind. Are you trying to find something? Do you want something you can sleep in, or something you can take off quick?
Uh,
Take
Dang.
off quick, not because you're trying to get laid, but take off quick because you're trying to get in bed and go to sleep.
Mm. Yeah.
Because if you
That makes sense.
so keep that in mind when you're a high school college girl and you're going to be going out and go getting white girl wasted. Do you want something that's going to make help you go that you're going to be able to sleep in, or something that you can take off in 2 seconds? So these girls who wear these like tight laced corsets and crap like that, I'm like, just go ahead and give that one up. You're not going to go to bed when you get home. You got to take the time to take that sucker off. Um,
Or you're going to be extremely, extremely
oh
uncomfortable.
yeah, and
Mm.
I sold a lot of costumes with that pitch.
There you go. That's a good pitch.
Yeah, it was like, which one do you want to do? Do you want to be comfortable, or do you want something you can just strip out of and go straight to bed? And they're like, huh.
It's-
So, but yeah, I never really did. I threw a Halloween party my senior year of high school, and it wasn't fantabulous. It was all
mm.
right. It was more friends. Anytime I throw a party, it's never a party. It's more people sitting around and talking. And that's what
Yeah.
always happens. And I'm not mad about that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where.
It's quaint.
So all my Halloween parties have literally been we're dressed up, sitting around talking and eating and drinking a little bit, and that's about it.
Nice.
I don't really do parties either. Like I did like a couple when I was in college, but that's because like it was right near a friend's birthday, so she would always have her birthday party as a Halloween party, and those were
Mm.
fun. But more recently, I really enjoy going with my husband to some of like the theme park Halloween evening events
Mm. Yeah.
because it's just hilarious. He calls it startled so easily. I call it scared easily. And it's very fun to watch, and there's always like alcoholic beverages if you want to drink, and lots of fun, and you can interact with these random people, and it's a good time.
Yeah, a couple years ago, me and my oldest best friend, me and her have been friends since we were like 8. We went to Hallow Scream at Busch Gardens.
Oh,
That was
nice.
actually kind of cool. I only rode like 2 roller coasters because after like 2 or 3 roller coasters, I was like, "Yep, that's it. My stomach is not going to let me ride anything else." Um, so her
I
and
like Hollow Scream.
go ahead.
I like Hollow Scream. It's a good one.
It is. So her and my husband rode all the roller coasters. So while they were waiting in line going through roller coasters, I would actually go watch some of the shows they had going on. And just
Yes.
go do that and like go into gift shops and do stuff. And they're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "You're not mad that we're riding roller?" I'm like, "No, I'm enjoying this." Um, like just looking around and looking at stuff. And when the lights went off, oh my god, it's like they had fog machines going. It was literally
Yes.
creepy. Um,
Nice.
Italy, they do the Day of the Dead kind of theme. and the girls would walk around with clack fans and scream randomly in the night. It was so
Oh,
much to scare
Jesus.
you. And what's funny is there were two of them who were sitting in front of the big skull that they had there, and and people would just walk up and take pictures, and I'm just like, y'all, seriously. I mean, even though they're players as a part, at least ask them and make sure it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, always ask consent. So I walked up to them and said, "Do y'all mind if we take pictures with y'all?" And they actually, and very surprising, they spoke like flawless Italian to answer. So they said
Oh,
yes, of course, is basically what they said to me. And so we got pictures with them, and I told them thank you. They said you're welcome. And whenever we would walk by them in Italy, if they saw someone else getting ready to come up and scare us, they'd look at them and they'd actually shake their head no at them.
huh.
Yeah,
You made
yeah.
friends.
It was a very subtle no. It wasn't a hard no. Um, But as we were walking through Hallow Scream, because I wanted to go see this one show before they closed for the night, it was Monster Mash, Monster Slam, Monster Jam, Monster something. I can't remember what it was called. It's basically the Evanescence tribute that they do. Um,
Mm.
They have that at the one down here in SeaWorld
yeah,
too.
it's kind of like a Jack the Ripper kind of thingy, is what it's supposed to be. And yeah, so
Hmm.
I had an umbrella because it'd been basically pissing rain all damn day. On and off. And I had an umbrella and it was in my hand. And the guy still, he's like, "You're not going to need that umbrella." And he almost got hit with that umbrella. So, and then we did do a couple haunted houses. And my friend, she was standing in front of me. I could see people around. She couldn't see them. So when they would jump out and scream at her, she'd jump and scream. And I'd just start laughing my ass off because I knew it was going to happen before she did. And she's like, "Why are you laughing?" I said, "Because I see him before you do, you dumb bitch."
Oh my gosh. See, that reminds me, this year we went to the Hallow Scream at SeaWorld, and it
Mhm.
was actually my first time doing Hallow Scream, and I really enjoyed it. Um, and also, if you guys haven't looked it up, you should totally look up the front character they have for this year. It's pretty cool. Um, but we went through one of the haunted houses towards the end of the night, and it was like the alien one, like Area 51 or something like that.
Ooh.
And my husband got freaked out towards the beginning of the house by this farmer that was on the right, like telling people like, "Oh, don't go in there, there's aliens, there's aliens." He got so freaked out that he ran through the door into the little house, through and around, and he said he went through like three rooms before he realized, like, stopped and was fine again. And I'm just standing there watching him run through these stilt legs of the alien
Oh my
that
gosh.
is over the
Uh,
door, and I'm like, "Where are you going? You're leaving us all alone. What are you doing?"
this
Because it
man
was
said
me, my
every
dad,
man
and
for
my
himself.
husband. And he just like went running, and the alien walked forward to me and was like, "Come on, hold my hand. We'll go through the door together." I'm like, "Okay, I like this. We'll go with the alien because my husband ran away." But
I
it's
feel like
just so
haunted,
fun.
but I've never been to haunted houses. I feel like after a while, it's just a guy in a costume looking at you. Like,
It
is there
can
some?
be if it's like a bad house, but if it's themed really well, it's awesome.
Hmm.
Your husband is Pollo Amarillo.
Yeah.
He's a yellow chicken.
To be fair, my friends, I have scared this man with a cookie. I was dangling it over his face so that he could have the cookie, and he freaked out because he thought it was a spider.
Oh Jesus.
Uh,
A
oh
cookie.
my
A
word!
chocolate chip cookie. Fair warning.
Oh my word!
But
Yes.
oh, one of my friends recently went to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal,
Ooh,
Well,
they're
fun.
always good.
and y'all know who this friend is.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep, I'm mad at him. I wanted to go.
Well, Bish, come down and visit me. We can save up and go. You don't have to stay at a
I
hotel.
know he didn't stay at a hotel either. He stayed with a friend. They went and he went literally down. He left on the morning of the day that he was going to go to Halloween Horror Nights and came back the next morning. Airplane.
I
Dang.
mean, it is a really fast flight,
Yeah.
and some of them can't be cheap.
So I'm just kind of like, I want to go. And he's like, no, you got to work. I'm like, eh. What do we all plan on doing for Samhain or Halloween or just, because it's a 3-day weekend. Starts on Friday, ends on Sunday.
Yeah. Um, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't thought about it. I'm definitely gonna oh, I'm probably gonna light my grandparents' candles. I'm probably gonna maybe put out some food, actually.
Oh,
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
I'm going completely modern this year because I actually am leaving Friday morning. I'm on a plane at 6 a.m. to go over to Colorado to visit my sister and my niece and that side of the family for Halloween.
Oh,
So we're gonna go
nice.
trick or treating with my little 4-year-old niece.
Fun.
And I'll probably set out like a candle while I'm up there and do some other little things, but I can't really
Mm.
commandeer the entire kitchen.
No, you can't do that.
I'm sure my sister wouldn't mind, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably going to get a couple of not super scary movies, but Halloween classic movies, of course. Um, I'm not a huge horror movie person. I will say I do like my paranormal activity style movies. Um, I
Mm.
like, I don't want to say possession movies, but I like haunting movies myself.
Hmm.
Um,
See, I hate those ones. They're so bad
I
for me.
love them. They drive me freaking insane, but I love them. Um, I actually went to go see The Conjuring last night, and that was pretty good.
Oh, is it good?
It was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Ooh.
It was
Oh, is that with the Warren family?
yes,
Yeah.
with where they did the Smurl house, which was their last major investigation.
Yep.
Yeah.
My husband really wants to go see that one.
I will say this. This is funny. Me and my friend went to go see it when I went to go visit the other weekend. Um, we showed up, and right as we were walking in, two of my friends from Greenville were standing outside of the movie theater
Oh,
while I
fun.
was in Raleigh, who I haven't seen in a couple years. And they were like, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I'm visiting him. What are y'all doing here?" And they're like, "We live here,
Aw.
you know that." I'm like, "Yes, I know. I'm stupid." But it was good to see them for a little bit and like just talk for a minute. Um, it was actually Raven's ex's one of his friends who I saw. I think.
Oh!
He's
I
afraid of
think I know who you're
owls.
talking. Did he used to play?
He used to play with us.
Okay, yeah. I know him.
He used to play
How are
between
the
us.
yeah.
Yeah, so him and his wife.
That's so
Fun.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. So that was really cool. But now, when I say I'm watch Halloween movies, I don't mean like actual Halloween movies. I mean like Nightmare Before Christmas, Hocus Pocus. You know,
Exactly. Corpse Bride.
Those are the good ones.
Corpse Bride.
Everything by Tim Burton ever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe see if I can find Once Bitten. Maybe watch that. Who knows? Um, but and just do that. Maybe and probably light a candle in remembrance of my of folks who have passed away that are family and friends and stuff, and just quiet evening at home. Hell, I may even just crack open a book and read instead, and just keep it quiet in the house.
Mm.
I like it.
So, celebrating doesn't have to be a big party. Dancing by the bonfire, especially in modern times. Now it's just let's all just go sit around for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially as people kind of look at you funny if you start a bonfire in your backyard a lot of the time in the middle of the city.
Not in the South.
Not in the
Not in the
South.
South.
That's a whole like bonfires aren't even like that's just a weekend thing
Yeah, they
sometimes.
see someone sees a bonfire and goes, "Huh, looks like the Johnsons are having a party tonight, honey."
Literally. It's like
See, down here where I am, I'm pretty sure the neighbors would be freaking out.
Oh God, yeah. You sure you're in Florida?
The part where I'm at, yeah, it's in an HOA.
Okay. I was gonna say, yeah,
Yeah.
Florida, you go from wearing your Sunday best to a funeral to having your bikini and speedo on within 20 minutes.
Yeah, pretty
Dang.
much. Depends on what part of Florida you're into.
Yep. 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 There was actually one Halloween, me and a friend of mine watched all the Harry Potter movies from movie 1 to movie 7 part 2.
Mm,
Jesus.
that's
We
awesome.
actually we stopped it and said, "Okay, time to go to bed." Went to bed, got up the next morning, got it started and finished watching. Never again will I do that if I can help it. And we also we watched Hocus Pocus 1 and 2 back to back the year the second one came out.
Oh,
Mm,
fun.
Yep.
fun.
Which this may be unpopular opinion. Hocus Pocus 2 does not hit just the same as Hocus Pocus 1.
It
It
does
really
not.
doesn't.
Um,
Yeah.
It
I
does
kind
not.
of feel like the ending. Look, I'm putting this at this point. If you have not watched Hocus Pocus 2, that's your own fault.
Mm-hmm.
But
The ending is
the
dumb.
ending is
It's
dumb
dumb.
because it's like a complete 180 of Winifred's character
Yes,
just within the
and
last 15, 20 minutes. And I'm like, I get your sisters are important and that you always thought them as important, but you have done no growing as a character to prove this.
no,
Yeah.
no. And the whole spell book chant thing, it just didn't hit.
No.
Mm-mm, not at all.
So, and they're talking about a third one, and I'm like, what else is there to cover? They died in the second one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, that's pushing it. That's trying to like cash cow. No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Let's put this.
Don't ruin a good thing just to try and make more money.
Considering Hocus Pocus
literally
2 was a direct TV or direct to streaming service and not in the movie theater, they were
Hmm.
expecting that not to be a
exactly.
big thing. Um,
Exactly.
well, you know what came out the same weekend as Hocus Pocus, right?
What?
Jurassic Park. That's the reason why I did so
Yeah.
poor in the box office, is because everybody was more interested to see Jurassic Park, which used animatronics and everything for like a large portion. Animatronics, and I don't want to say CGI, but like special effects. Whereas Hocus Pocus
Yeah.
didn't really hit that. So they both came out at the
Yeah.
same time, and people were like, I'd rather go see Jurassic Park. I'll be honest, I was one of those kids. Um, but slowly Hocus Pocus became this huge
Cult
cult
classic.
classic and following. So like everybody likes Hocus Pocus.
It's funny how that works. Like things that don't do well in box office, it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It's just like a slow grow.
It's either
Rocky Horror Picture Show had the same issue. Had the
right.
same deal.
Labyrinth and Dark Crystal. Those were two movies that kind
Yep.
of the same problems too.
You remind me of the babe with the
What
power.
power?
I love that movie.
Power of voodoo. Who do you do?
Who do you do?
The
Power of
babe.
the Babe. I love that movie.
Yeah. Well, we all know why moms like that movie.
Because
Eh,
David Bowie's got it going on.
Yeah.
hey now.
Whew. Well, and I mean, and everybody knows that he was not the person juggling those three balls, right?
Oh,
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew
Yeah.
that. It was someone
Yeah.
else that was doing like sleight of hand
Yeah,
deal.
they literally that's why in those scenes where he was handling it, either it was cut in such a way where you couldn't see it, or he was wearing a cape.
Yeah.
there you go. That's brilliant.
Yeah, so it's like, what better way for Jim Henson to get away with it? Um, Here's your fushigi. Go
Oh,
play with it.
Jim Henson, what a
Oh
guy.
my
Oh,
god, all his stuff was amazing. That came out with the animatronic puppets and
yep.
You know,
everything.
we're gonna have to do an episode just to chit chat about like movies that we all enjoy. I think that would be fun.
Oh my
Yes.
Just
gosh.
like for fun, not even necessarily witchy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Start with movies that were never really popular, but we watched a lot as kids, and then just
Hmm.
slowly
Yep.
make our way up the post.
Hmm.
Yep.
Because, yeah, this is supposed to be about Samhain and what we're doing for Samhain, not just,
Hey,
You
it
know,
seems like we all watch movies during it, so you
yeah,
know,
and aren't we
yeah.
all neurodivergent as hell? Like, isn't it kind of on brand to be off topic?
yeah.
Just a little bit, especially because
I feel like.
we kind of went free flow on this episode.
Hmm.
Which is
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, no, it's just We're honoring those who have passed in those movies, such as David Bowie and Jim
Yes.
There you go.
Henson and um, give me another person.
The greats.
Yeah, the
Gene
greats
Just
Wilder.
and
the greats.
everything, especially now that a lot of those actors and actresses in those movies are starting to get up in age, and it's like, oh my gosh,
Don't remind me.
uh, don't remind me. Like the fact that I sat there and said I remember Jim Carrey's first movie being Once Bitten, that was a 1980s movie, that scares me. Okay, so just really quick to everyone out there listening, thank you for listening tonight, especially on this, on one of our high 8 holy days that we have as within the pagan community. Just remember, practice. If you're going to practice, practice safely, as always.
Mm.
Make sure you honor your ancestors during this time, especially since that's a lot of what this is the honoring of life and death and the cyclicality. Is that a word? Did I just make a new word?
Cyclical nature.
Yeah, that's well, the cyclical nature of how basically we go through the same seasons all the time and everything changes. No, not really got a closing prayer tonight because honestly, it was mainly just honoring our ancestors. Unless y'all had closing prayer.
Nope.
Our ancestors got us. They know what's going on. They know what's up. They know the deal.
They
Rambo, I'm
watched us.
pretty
They
sure your
know. They're like,
ancestors
"Oh,
look
not
at
from
you.
these three."
What'd you say, Raven?
I said they know. They know us. They're like, oh, not from these three. They're not there for it. They're scatterbrained.
Yep. I'm pretty sure this. I'm pretty sure Brambles just goes, "Oi."
Literally. You know that audio that's been going around from Mulan? It's like my children never caused such trouble. They all became acupuncturists.
Yes. Oh, we can all be acupuncturists.
Your great granddaughter had to be a craftsmaster.
I love that one
Oh
so
my
much.
gosh.
Speaking
I
of
love that
scatterbrained,
movie. Exactly.
But yeah. Anyway, so with that being said, and we're all basically done. Thanks again for tonight, and just the fire burns low, the trail grows quiet, yet the Highland bough still hums with the magic of Samhain's veil. Return to us, friends, when the winds turn cold and the shadows call once more. Until then, blessed be.